Okay, everyone, let's go. This is episode 1503. It's Blind Magic in Alice Springs, and I am your presenter and host, Murray Stewart. I'm a little bit worked up this morning, folks. Yeah, I am. I think men continue to be under attack. I do. And nothing could exemplify it more than what is happening with the AFL. I mean, I look at a couple of incidents that have happened over the last couple of weeks. Zach Butters, a Port Adelaide player playing against St Kilda, my mighty Saints, he reportedly said to the umpire after a few decisions went against Port Adelaide, "How much are they paying you?" Okay, all right. So what, I say? So what? The umpires of the past would have just laughed it off and moved on. But no. The umpire of today, with the support of the AFL, they have to make a big deal of it. They have to make a big deal of it. They reported him. He's received subsequently a fine. I mean, come on. Big deal. And also a St Kilda player playing in the VFL, which is our seconds team, he reportedly made a homophobic slur toward an opposition player. And I'm under the understanding that he's received a 10-week suspension. Are you serious? A 10-week suspension at making a slur against who would have been, in the balance of probabilities, a straight player, not even gay, a statement that's been shared amongst players for many, many years. We all know what he would have said to him. Come on, we all know. And big deal. The player is straight, and it's been said, therefore, towards someone who should take absolutely nothing personal out of it or whatsoever. And in terms of gay people, I will guarantee you now, not one gay person I could find would have been offended by what was said or indeed affected. Not one. Sitting back there, nice and relaxed, and, as I say, not affected by what goes on an AFL field. I mean, it's paramount to a player missing a goal and an opposition player saying, "Are you blind, mate?" or something like that, and pointing toward the sticks. How does that affect me? How does that affect me as a vision-impaired person? Answer, it doesn't. Doesn't affect me in the slightest. This virtue signalling has to stop. It has to stop. And this attack on men in a physical environment, sport, has to stop. Otherwise, where are we going with this? Do the players have to go out there and hand one another cupcakes in a physical environment or something? I mean, where does it finish? I mean, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it's creating a totally artificial environment in a physical contact sport. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Way over the top. And as I said, it's actually quite unnatural. And I'm getting very, very concerned about where this is all going to finish. Seriously. I mean, what? Just waving at the sticks and using a term about vision impairment? Is that going to be enough to, may you not even have to direct a comment toward a player to be done for a homophobic or other slur? I mean, the same applies to so-called sexist language. I mean, how are women in any way affected if men, amongst other men, make a statement in order to gain a psychological advantage? How are women affected by that? How? You tell me. Answer, they are not, unless they choose to be. Unless they choose to be. I mean, most of us don't even hear what's being said. And the only reason why we get to find out is because the AFL become virtue signalling foghorns. Yeah, they do. They want to act so virtuous, I think it's become quite absurd. And it's got to stop. It really does, because, as I said before, it's unnatural. It's treating men in a way which means they have to tread on eggshells, even in a physical contact context. And that is unnatural, as I say. Sorry, I'm repeating myself, I know, but I am worked up about this, and I don't know. The frightening part about it is I don't know where this finishes. I really don't know where this finishes. I don't think it's going to add to the quality of the game, of the spectacle whatsoever. In fact, quite the reverse. Men are going to be reticent to go in hard or make a comment of any nature whatsoever toward an opponent. Whatsoever. How does that add to the game? Seriously. Meanwhile, so far as I'm concerned, if someone wants to make a statement about vision impairment on the sporting arena, as so far as I'm concerned, go your hardest. Won't affect me at all. At all. And I'm thinking of writing to the AFL about this because, as I said, it's becoming unhinged, and it's unnatural. It's unbelievable. It's actually quite pathetic. Quite pathetic. It's turning these administrators into communists. They're communists, trying to control everything that comes out of someone's mouth in a physical environment is communist. And it's got to stop. It really does. And I'm drawing the line in the sand where this podcast is concerned, right here and right now. And honestly, I will. Through my wonderful support team here, I will write a letter to the AFL and make my position clear about these so-called slurs and how ridiculous they look in pursuing these matters. And it's actually very patronising, I have to say, toward people like me and toward gay people. I noticed that St Kilda put out a statement yesterday in relation to the young lad that's been done for a homophobic slur. And at the end of the statement, they said, "We recognise the hurt that this will be causing in the LGBTI and First Nations community." What? Are you serious? How does it cause them hurt in any way, shape or form? What is said on a football field towards someone who is straight, not even gay? How does that in any way hurt a homosexual or gay male? It doesn't. It's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And the fact that St Kilda put that statement out is even more incredible. They should wake up to themselves. And this lad is Indigenous. How does it affect an Indigenous person? I mean, the only thing that has happened, we are going to be robbed the opportunity to see this young man grace the football field again. In fact, it may even be the end of his career. 10 weeks would normally be given to someone who smashes someone from behind and lands them in hospital. That's how serious normally a 10-week suspension would, that's what it would be about. But what, 10 weeks for using, and we all know what he would have said. We all know what, it begins with P. You and I both know what it is. And, in days gone by, it would be said and everyone would move on. No big deal. But now everything has become a drama, all at the hands of these self-serving, left-wing, crazy administrators that just want their little bit of notoriety as if to say, oh, look at us, look what we're doing for the LGBTI community. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, you're not. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is embarrassing yourself, and you are also being pathetic in your patronising manner toward gay men. You're being absolutely patronising. The gay men couldn't give a stuff about what you're doing with all of this ridiculous behaviour, and you are, in fact, treating them with contempt and, as I say, in an utter patronising manner. So don't you dare do that to me. Don't you dare, and I'll be making that clear in the communication with the AFL. Don't you dare, in my name, patronise me in this manner, because don't worry me in the slightest. Doesn't worry me in the slightest. If someone wants to refer to vision impairment as a way of, having a bit of fun out there in a football field. Yeah, having a bit of fun. That's what they're doing. Having a bit of fun. Can we not just leave these blokes alone out there to do what they do best? And if there are a few things said, big deal. Big deal. Leave them alone. All right, folks, I've had my say, and yes, I am a bit stirred up about it because it's got way out of hand. This has been, and it always will be, episode 1503, a Blind Magic Communications production.